also like the way I represent myself, like I'm very authentic in my scenes. So what I always want to do is like I'm displaying my sexuality in an authentic way, but also in a positive way. So I only shoot scenes that I enjoy. I want to see your eyes.
I hear that. I hear that it's fake.
They could argue that your YouTube videos are fake. Let's think about like this what we're doing right now. This is more authentic.
Yes.
Right? But there's still a light right here. We're still not having a conversation just by ourselves. Like there's still some artifice to it, but this is as real and as authentic as we can make it.
Correct.
Right?
And that's essentially
That's how I like to direct and produce my porn. I want my porn as authentic as it can be. So for example, when I'm shooting OnlyFans and it's on an iPhone and it really is just the two of us, like me and the performer, that is, you know, more authentic than say if I'm on a crew, like on a set with a large crew. Yeah. But even in that situation where there's 12 other people on set, my goal is to make it as authentic as it can be, as genuine. So I want to have genuine chemistry with my on-screen partner.
Okay.
I want to make sure that if we can, we're having genuine orgasms, or at the very least having genuine pleasure, right? So that's the goal. Does porn sometimes fall short of that goal? Of course. And different types of scenes require you to be less authentic. So for example, if you're shooting a feature and it's heavily directed, say the sex is heavily directed, and the director has told you exactly which positions to shoot and what order to do them, and they're actually going to tell you, okay, we need an orgasm now. Okay, switch positions. That, there's going to be more artifice to that.
Okay.
But that's why I've always said I love gonzo porn.
Gonzo meaning?
So gonzo technically comes from gonzo journalism, where you break the fourth wall. Now we kind of use that as that term erroneously as like an all sex release. So that would normally be like a floating camera. So one camera operator, not on sticks, just following the action. So say we're doing a scene, director calls action, we fuck, but the director never actually steps in and says, okay, now do doggy or anything like that.
Interesting.
We fuck how we would fuck if the camera wasn't there, right? The only artifice is...
Might just catch me in missionary. Sorry guys.
Well,
one position today.
That's the only kind of artifice where you do, like with the OnlyFans, we can do that. With OnlyFans, you'd be like, you want to just shoot in missionary today? Let's fucking do it. You know, we make the rules. There is kind of I guess a formula with porn, and the viewers want to be able to see different positions. But for example, you could just, like, if you don't want to do pile driver, like don't do pile driver. Yeah, like the...
When you say some stuff like that, you gotta...
But you know what that is, no?
Pile driver, no.
Oh, okay.
I'm vanilla.
Okay, so if I was to like have my legs up here, and then I was to like, my body goes down here and my shoulders are kind of on the floor, and then I flip my legs up so my pussy is up here, and then you come from above and you're fucking down.
Oh yeah, I haven't tried that one.
Yeah, I don't recommend it. Like, it looks spectacular in porn, but it's not necessarily the most comfortable.
Okay.
So
yeah, I could see. That makes sense. I see what you're getting at. So you're making a lot of great points. This is getting a lot even deeper than I thought. No pun intended. But
pile driver, you do get deep, just FYI.
Pile driver. I'm gonna Google that. So you were telling me before, you don't want to get married, but you would be
fries before guys.
That's a good concept. Yeah. But you're saying you would date, you know, assuming the right guy came along. Is that what prawn people do, is they date other performers?
It's a mix. There are like some porn couples, so like female and male performers in the industry that are dating each other or married to each other, and even have kids with each other. There's performers that are dating like directors or other like people within the industry but maybe not performers, and then there's people that are just dating civilians, as we call them.
Civilians?
Yeah.
I'd be a civilian. And you said you're gonna do it forever until...
Well, I love what I do, so I have no plans on stopping anytime soon.
It doesn't take any sort of mental toll on you. Physically, obviously, you get tired eventually.
Yeah, well, physically I try and create my schedule so that after a certain number of shoots I have a day off, because it's actually like very physically demanding work. So physically I get tired, but as long as I have the right rest and recuperation, I'm fine.
Now, do you think that you're built differently because you're able to do something very intimate with technically a random person? Like, does that make sense?
You know, they're not even really random though.
Like, because technically you could know a performer and then you guys could have good history together and okay, now they're not random.
Like there are performers that I've been fucking for 5 years straight. Like we actually have a relation. Obviously it's a working relationship. They're my colleague, but we understand each other's bodies and we know how to make each other feel good. And we've got, you know, like we have like a friendship. So they're not strange. It's actually very rare that I work with new people.
Do you catch feelings?
Very rarely. Every now and again. Sometimes it happens.
Surely.
I mean, sometimes.
Do you,
I try not to.
I'd be doing it every time if they
But
were.
when it's really good, yeah, it's like, but you know, like.
What's the percentage of like, damn?
Oh.
I try to think in percent. I'm a very.
Like, there's good sex and then there's like that fucking phenomenal sex where you like, your brain starts going a little crazy. You become obsessed with the person.
Yeah,
and, like,
that's always what I give out. Yeah, I know. That's when it gets complicated. How many times has that happened to you? Because you've been
Not that often.
3 times.
I'm not giving you a number. Shut up.
Do the guys know? Like, did you express that to the person? Like, hey, by the way, hey, that was a good shoot the other day. In and out.
It's funny because it's usually the guys expressing that to me first.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you didn't even have to.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to
like,
even if.
Yeah, I'm like, I know.
Damn. I feel like that would break my heart every time. I'd be like, just work. Did you feel anything on that one? No? Yeah.
Oh, no, me neither.
Like, is that unprofessional to be?
Okay, so
You can't, wouldn't that be unethical? Because it's in the workplace.
Well, most affairs happen in the workplace because that's where you're actually meeting people.
Yeah.
Is in the workplace. So it's not just, that doesn't just happen in porn.
Yeah, your girl is getting tickled at work right now by some guy, just a heads up. That's a whole nother thing. And there was a tweet, it was like, someone's tickling your girl right now and she's saying, stop it. Just focus on yourself. The plight of being a guy sometimes. But anyway, that's more of a personal thing.
Did someone tickle your girl?
No one tickled my girl, but I...
Did you tickle someone's girl?
I didn't tickle someone else's girl.
What?
But I know guys be tickling girls at work.
Tickling, like legit, like actually,
like if I worked at PacSun, and I remember there was a girl there. I wasn't doing the tickling. She was getting tickled.
I wish I got tickled at work. I just get railed.
Yeah, the tickling's a bit more light.
Yeah, but if your girlfriend likes you, it doesn't matter that she's getting tickled at work because she comes home and she gets the real tickling.
Yeah, she gets tickled from inside. Yeah, the feelings thing.
Yeah.
That seems incredibly hard to navigate. You're mixing.
Feelings are hard to navigate regardless of where they occur. I know it's not that much more complicated in porn. Like it's like having feelings for any colleague in any work environment is complicated. Don't you think? And
yes, and it's like, are you even allowed to express it, or is that completely unprofessional? Because I've heard of, hey, this person's great to work with, blah, 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 blah. Oh, they're a great person in the industry. I'm sure you've gotten that too. Do you become a bad person in the industry and creepy or bad if you say like, oh, what's up?
Yeah,
that was a great scene.
Yeah, you do have to like.
You have to gauge it.
You kind of have to like, yeah. Well, you have to do that in like any situation.
You have to gauge it, or you just have to let the girl say something. If you came on to me, you're not creepy.
You want me to try to be?
It wouldn't be creepy if you did. Like if you're talking about, oh, you can literally say anything that's not creepy. The difference between a creep and flirting is how attractive the person is, or how attracted you are to the person, typically.
Okay.
So if I look like Rumpelstiltskin. Rumpelstiltskin?
Oh no, I know why can't I picture? Wait, I wonder if there's a Rumpelstiltskin like porn parody. Wait.
Bro, I saw a SpongeBob one time.
I saw that too.
Look at this, this is not Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah, that's the Terminator.
But it's called Penetrator.
Okay, that was funny.
Wait, 13 ridiculous porn parodies they shouldn't have made. Shaving Ryan's Privates. Rambone.
Hey, yo.
Who Reamed Rosie Rabbit? The Sperminator. Spankenstein.
But to wrap up our point, I'm just making... Are we boiling tea somewhere?
I'm gonna cry.
It's just difficult. If you're a guy wanting to express your feelings to a girl, you have to be very careful because it could definitely come across as creepy if the girl.
I'm sure you've never had that issue.
Yeah, I mean, plenty of girls don't like me, and then I'm like, oh man.
Who doesn't like you?
I'll have to put you on and have to text them and be like, yo, fuck with
What's
Ryan.
up?
He's cool.
Yeah.
Am I cool?
Yeah, you're cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
You legit are. You're just like very chill. You're like fun to hang out with.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You just met us.
Yeah.
It's your first day hanging out with
Yeah.
us. This is the conclusion. This is the part where you kind of stroke our ego.
Yeah.
Or not, or you can just say that you don't
I
like
love
us.
stroking things.
Perfect. What are your thoughts? You're kind of obligated to say good things right now because you're on camera.
No, but I'll be honest. Like they're honest, good things. Like not creepy at all. Very chill. Like just I feel safe, which is always good.
Yeah.
Like feeling safe around people. I think as a woman, I feel like that's the most important thing to like feel at ease.
Do you get spooky incidents in public? Because when supporters come up to us, it's like, hey, let's grab it, whatever, get the picture. I can't imagine how freaked out you must be. Hey,
People.
Angela, coming up behind you and shit. Angela.
The worst actually happened recently, to be honest. So I was getting my nails done late at night, and my nail girl actually did me a favor and like kind of let me in when they'd closed. So we had the door locked at the nail salon, and these guys came up and were like bashing on the door, like let us in, let us take a photo. And I'm like, to be honest, like. Obviously you can't judge a book by its cover, but they didn't look creepy, they looked fine, but I'm like, I cannot unlock this door for you, like at 9 p.m. Like, I cannot unlock the door. So anyway, she was like, once we were done, she was like, okay, I'm gonna walk you to your car because, you know, I don't want you to be alone when you're walking around.
Makes sense.
And I was like, well, it's probably fine. I'm sure they haven't like waited like all this time for me.
No, there's no way.
There's no way.
There's no way the 5 guys waited.
But she did walk me to my car and then like, you know, said goodbye. And then out of nowhere, one of them comes up. I've gotten in my car, thankfully. Out of nowhere, it's dark. It's like, and he's like tapping on my window.
Hey,
like,
not the window tap.
just the lack of awareness, like as a woman, like if I'm alone
that's
and
lack
it's
of
nighttime
self-awareness.
and I'm like actually like out the back of a place, like in a car park, like even though they were probably harmless.
Yeah.
It's just like
It's something you don't do.
I don't feel safe. It's just not the right time to approach me. But that's actually the only time that's happened. Usually like
You never had a scary incident. I've had plenty of freaky incidents.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean there's been all type of things that are spooky. I'm gonna make this point. This is unrelated to us. You're a popular person. We have 1 or 2 people that have subscribed to us. People often look at social media figures and people who are famous, celebrities, whatever, and they view them as like subhuman, or they'll be mean to you or critique you or say evil things, but they don't realize you're also a person too.
Yeah.
So they'll say, I hate Jake Paul. Jake Paul sucks, whatever.
Yeah.
They were hating on DaBaby, this rapper guy. They were hating on him. I'm like, y'all have never met him.
Yeah.
How are people so cynical and evil that they have to, behind a comment section, say such mean
but
things?
It's a projection. Like it says more about how they feel about themselves.
Well, yeah.
For the most part.
How often do happy and rich people go on comment sections and say derogatory things?
Yeah.
Never. How many times has Michael Jordan been in the comments? You fucking stupid, you fell off. No, it doesn't happen. He doesn't do that. That was just
winners focus on winning.
There you go. Winners focus on winning. Losers focus on other people.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't do that, because I'm a winner. Let me show you my animal.
Yeah.
I have a lizard.
Are you gonna whip it out?
I'll bring it here for the light.
Okay.
So I had snakes,
I love snakes.
and you know what? I'm gonna say it on camera. I gave them to someone. There's an ongoing joke where I get a reptile or get a pet and then I give it away shortly after. And yeah, so I gave the snakes away because I still wanted the snake taking up too much space in my room.
You've been like asking me the hard-hitting questions. I want to ask you a hard-hitting question.
Okay, can I do it while I hold the lizard?
What's his name?
So his name is Bartholomew. Mm-hmm. And he is the term is oscillated Uromastyx. So he's reminiscent of a bearded dragon, where they like to be in extremely hot temperatures. I believe they're from the hottest places on the planet.
I love animals. I love reptiles. I love snakes. I love holding snakes. I feel like I could never have a reptile as a pet because I feel like they belong in the wild. So what's your opinion? Because obviously you do have a pet reptile.
Yes, I've had a handful over the past few years. And that's a great question. So there are people who are against, obviously they say, like you say, they belong in the wild, you shouldn't take them out of their natural habitat. And I've actually never been prompted to answer something like that, but I've heard other people what other people's opinions are. And they say that if you are able to replicate the exact same living conditions that they would have in the wild, then they don't have the mental comprehension to understand I'm in a cage. So like, for example, if you put a dog in a cage forever, they become depressed. It's unhealthy for them, and they know, and they become sad, whatever. Whereas, let's look at a ball python, for example. Ball pythons live in underground termite layers. So they will just sit in a dark hole all day, every day. That's it.
Same.
And then and then they'll go out to eat their mouse, whatever.
Yeah.
Or maybe they can find something, maybe they can't. So they replicate that heated little tub, whatever, heated box, and they stay in there. Nor do snakes have emotions. So they can't say.
How do we know snakes don't have emotions?
You know, you'd have to ask. What do you call someone who stabs your back as a liar? You call them a snake because they're disloyal. And that's what snakes are, is they have no comprehension of loyalty or friendship or...
But do they, or is that just because like we've interpreted that from like the biblical scriptures? Like the snake being from like, you know, the beginning, the kind of...
Well, again...
The evil...
That's a great question, and I wouldn't be able to say, well, here's why they don't have emotions for a certain reason. I think that if given the right circumstances, let's look at a goldfish.
Okay.
Goldfish have no memory. How do people know that? I can't say, but someone told me.
And you believed it.
And I believed it, and I believed it, that goldfish have no memory. So when they're in a bowl, every time they take a lap in the bowl, it's like it was their first lap. So they don't actually know, I'm trapped in a bowl. Now, are there things that I've been to pet stores and seen massive reptiles in super small cages, and I go, that's inhumane.
Yeah.
But tell me this, do you think a life with parasites or without is better for the animal? Let's assume this guy.
Yeah.
Do you think a life with parasites or without would be a better situation for him?
Depends on the parasite, because we need parasites for our guts and stuff, right? Like, or like we need like bacteria and stuff. I don't know. I feel like depends on the parasite.
In the wild, there's a lot of certain reptiles that I've had before are susceptible to parasites and and they don't eat much or they can't find food. Whereas Mr. Bartholomew here gets a fat salad every day with his favorite lentils.
Okay, and it's never great to compare animals and humans, whatever, but like I would rather be out there living my life with the potential to be hit by a car and raped and whatever other horrible things might happen to me out there than to be safely kept in a home where someone brings me food and water and sustains me, keeps me alive, but then I'm not really living.
I completely understand where you're coming from. And that is a question, me, in terms of my morality and this little sucker, I sleep at night being like, he cool.
I'm not judging you, by the way. I'm just
good.
like, for me, like that's like my personal choice was like, because I love snakes, but I would never, people are like, why don't you get a snake? And I'm like, no, I love them, but I love them as they exist. You know, and like a dog will come up to you and wants to be patted.
Yes.
But this little guy was trying to like get away.
Yeah, this is not his natural environment.
He doesn't want to be in your hand, whereas a dog or a cat, some cats.
Correct.
Want to be pet.
And that's the name of the game. Snakes and other reptiles, because people say, oh, there's different levels of intelligence in terms of the different reptiles. Some are more intelligent than others. Some, like snakes, for example, people say they just don't have the ability to feel things. And I guess that's it. That's the big debate is if they don't know, then what is the difference? You might know that you're in a box and that would cause distress and you wouldn't be living.
What about someone who's living with dementia? They don't know. They have barely any memory at all. And you put them in a home. They don't know. They don't remember their family. They don't know really what's happening. But I mean, maybe a home might be the best place for them to get care.
Potentially.
Like, I don't know. This is
Otherwise,
like
they might forget. I see.
But I'm just saying, like, it's kind of like a difficult ethical
So
question.
do you think I'm a bad person?
I don't think you're a bad person at all.
I'm gonna buy another reptile and call it Angela.
And it will look judgingly.
And
at you
I'll
from
buy it and
the
I'll buy it and I'll set it free.
page.
No?
I just see all those like the setting free fish videos where they set them free and like immediately get eaten. I'm like, just the videos.
Be
are
free.
going on. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope that doesn't happen. Well,
He is beautiful. Like his tail is. I kind of want to.
Yeah, you can touch it.
Beautiful.
Isn't it just?
It's beautiful. Yeah.
You're like, you've just never seen anything like this before.
Yeah, he's gorgeous.
Again, when it's cold, he doesn't move around a lot, but he's still warm. See, now isn't that cute?
That is cute.
Oh, he's not being held
He
captive.
might be more of one of those icons like, oh god, this is so annoying. One of those like.
He's not being held captive. But we appreciate you for giving us your time and your energy.
I appreciate you. I've had a really fun day today.
Date?
Day. I said day. I've had a really fun date today. Thank you for the date.
Thank you. And we're gonna put Bartholomew back, but thank you.